Hey there, everybody. Thanks for joining me for another one-man review. Today I'll be taking a look at two books that got sent to me by Sean, and I believe these got sent to Sean by the artist EPHK. FK, I think is how you pronounce it. Some really fun stuff. We'll look through both of these and give you an idea of what FK is up to. This one here is volume 3, I'm assuming, of Active Measures. So this looks like a one-man anthology format that FK is putting out, and this is volume 3 of it. So some of the stories in here, I don't have the beginnings of them. I don't have context from them. This is an interesting production because it's partly just like a sketchbook art book and partly comics. So it's a collection of like all of FK's productivity, I think, for however long. The first story here is a continuation, I believe, called The Curse of the Priapod. We have this character, Bronco Brenda, running through the woods. Like I said, I don't know much, can't give much context on the stories here, but art's beautiful. And there's an interesting combination between like these washed and then computer colorized backgrounds and the more like ink and computer color figure in the foreground. And then you can see by the table of contents that a lot of the things are only one page. So those are these which just look like illustration jobs or just pieces of art that FK has done. I really like FK's work when I think it's a he. I think this is he when he's working with this watercolor look and a full range of values and a lot of rendering. The comic stuff is really nice too, but I like the backgrounds better than the figures. And I really think like a combination of that kind of finished rendering with the comic format would look super cool from this artist. But that said, the comic stuff is still super cool looking anyway. So here's another one of the stories. You've got this woman traveling in this like gigantic big pod bubble city, like a tube at an old bank. So she's going through there. This one cracked me up, this pandemic fashion illustration here of the person in like the totally sealed off latex suit. And the dog, the poor little dog in the balloon with his little X butt. This story, The Lighthouse, is really cool in that it's happening over this big stretched out vertical format, but they're not just like big spreads turned sideways like you would get in early image books. There's actually panels going on. Really enjoy this map feature here. I think there's a lot of interesting visual stuff going on in these comics. Then this is The Illness, another one of the ongoing ones. Again, some really beautiful, it looks like hand-painted background here. And then we go into the pen and ink and computer colored figures. But the mix-up of approaches and mediums is really cool and really fresh and fun in this artwork as well. And just to get a sense of like the really great layout sensibility that FK brings to the comics, and it has like a J.H. Williams where it's got this double page spread and it's designed around these interesting shapes and people moving along these big backgrounds. Super funny looking creatures here. Really enjoy the design throughout. And then this is another one about a little robot box speaking binary while someone's playing some kind of recorder or flute. So you can see that stylistically, even though the line work and the surface finish style is the same throughout, there is some stylistic variety between like this more action-oriented type of stories and these cartoony stories. So really enjoyed that one. The art all the way throughout is amazing. A lot of cool pinups in that. And then this one, I'm assuming it's called MAWRTH VALLIIS, but the lettering's a little hard to read. Really cool, like looks like a digital painting on the cover. This is the kind of stuff that like I would love to see a full book of from FK. And then on the inside you get the more like computer rendered ink art done. This is a not silent book, but it's a book in which all of the language is told in this alien code. I'm sure if you actually like broke the code, you could probably read the book. I'm not positive about that though. Like it could just be random symbols every time. I'm not sure. But we have this female pilot lady who's obviously being called to go to war. So she runs off and gets put in her plane. There's some of these really fun, just like stripping down of the plane, showing like the, what's that called? The slice through the plane there. Really enjoy this combination of the very simple plain silhouette, the very graphic computer done type of iconography with the big painted background here. I think that's just a really beautiful effect. And it's nice to see an artist that really fully understands both the physical and the digital medium and is blending them in compelling ways. And just since there's not much of a story here in terms of the dialogue, just kind of flipping through and giving you a sense of the art. Obviously, she's crash landed now and is running around on a planet with crash lands. Here you get a look at what it could look like if the books were completely, like, fully painted, colored more than digitally colored on this really awesome creature here. Beautiful stuff. Super cool. Another one of these really fun, like, walking around through the base type of pages. I've always been a huge fan of this type of stuff, going back to even just reading, like, the Family Circus and the Sunday pages. So I'm always a fan of when we get one of these type of things. And when they're beautifully designed like that, even better. And then a really strange, cool, wild, like, bad guy monster thing in the end here. So awesome sci-fi stuff all the way through. Just pure adventure, pure visual delight. I'm really enjoying FK stuff and really grateful that Sean sent this along. And I'm looking forward to seeing whatever else FK does. I'm looking forward to the future of this artist.